Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you a quick and easy makeup tutorial on a Valentine's Day look, or of course if you just want to use this for dinner, if you want to look a little classy and elegant. And the great thing is that I'm using only products from the drugstore, which is fantastic. You can find this in CVS, Walgreens, even my tools like my sponge is also from CVS. My brushes can be found at Ulta, which could be considered a drugstore. They're very inexpensive compared to other higher end brushes. Also too, if you haven't subscribed yet, take a quick moment to do so. It's one click away. If you did like the video, don't forget, please give it a thumbs up. Without further ado, let's get started to this really easy look. Doesn't take long, and it's all drugstore products. All right, to start off, I am just going to add concealer to my eyelids. I'm just using the Waterline concealer, patting that down. I'm going to be using the Pure Passions palette from Milani. I'm starting off with that pinky shade. I'll put the name on that below. I'm just applying that all over my transition area. It's a very, very nice light pinky shade. With the more precise but still fluffy brush from the JH collection, I'm applying this beautiful rosewood mauve color. I am dusting the hell out of that because it's just way too pigmented. So I am applying that because I want to deepen it, but I don't want it to be too overpowering. So that's why you want to stick to a fluffy brush. Just going from sideways, side to side, just deepening all that first initial pink that I added. I don't want this to be too pink, but I want it to be mauve and rosy. I'm applying this color right over here with just my fingertips because honestly, when it comes to shimmer shades, I just feel like there's nothing better than the finger for that. There's just something about the finger that just honestly just adds pigment beautifully. So I'm lightening just exactly what I did, but I'm just adding another color on top because I want to lighten it up. I feel like it was just like too much of a similar color, so I wanted to lighten that up and just add another shimmer on top of that from the same palette. I want to keep everything with the same palette. Going in back again with that first pink shade that I applied to my transition, I'm just applying it over again just so I don't lose that. Just all over my transition, just to keep that very, very nice and blend it out, if you will. And I'm going to go and add again the rose mauve color, just focusing on that on the outer edge with that same fluffy brush that I initially added. Just keeping that right there in the outer corner. And I'm just with a more denser brush from the Jaclyn Hill collection. I just add the same exact color. I just wanted to deepen it up. When you use a denser brush, like a more stiff brush, it applies the color just with more pigment. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. It's such a beautiful, beautiful finish, and I'm comboing it with the Maybelline SuperStay foundation. So first is my Photo Focus, applying that with a little spatula it comes with. It's very odd. And just applying one small pump of the Maybelline SuperStay foundation. It is a little lighter than the other foundation, but it somehow works. This combo is just perfect. It just has like the most beautiful finish overall. One foundation, the first one is more lighter, lightweight, but the second one is heavy coverage. So it kind of just mixes in beautifully, creates this entire just beauty foundationness. I don't know what that means. So yeah, beautiful. I'm using my Real Technique sponge for this. Definitely always can be found at the drugstore. $6. Hello. And I'm applying for concealer, one of my old-time favorites. It is the Age Rewind Instant Age Rewind Concealer from L'Oreal. It is so beautiful. It is definitely lighter than my skin tone because you always want to highlight those areas. It has a beautiful finish. The coverage is medium to full, definitely buildable. And I'm just getting really, really right underneath those crevices, making sure that everything is nice and blended. This actually takes me a little longer than normal, but I just want to make sure that there's no creasing. And what I'm going to be doing with the Coty Airspun powder here, I'm going to be using that to bake those areas that I just concealed with the same sponge. I'm adding it very, very graciously. And it doesn't have to be neat because that's going to just sit there for like 10 minutes while I do my eyebrows. Yay! So this is the only product that's not drugstores because I ran out of my NYX one. So I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. And as you can see, this is just me carving out my eyebrows, carving out those brows that I wish I had. So it's just a matter of going back and forth. You carve, you spoolie, you carve. Right now I'm carving. Normally, I would be using the NYX one. That one can be found at Walgreens, but I ran out of it. But this one is great too. So I'm just dusting off that powder, the Coty Airspun powder. I'm just dusting off that bake here with an Ulta powder brush. And for the next step, I am using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. It's very, 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 very lightweight, but it has a beautiful sheen to it because I don't want my face to be fully matte. And I just feel this powder is so nice and lightweight, and it just does it all. This powder is like non-existent. Like it's just like a sheer glow. Anyways, with a flat definer brush, I am going to go and add that mauve rose color just halfway in from the outer to the middle of the eye. And I'm just stamping it because this is a very, very nice defined brush. I'm going to link all the brushes down below. These can all be found at Ulta. And let's see here, I'm deciding what color. All right, perfect. I'm going to do this shimmery shade as well with a Morphe brush. I'm just going to go right underneath that, what I just did. This one's just going to apply just a little bit more shimmer to it and give it a little bit more of a pinky undertone to it. Just right underneath. This is the first step that I do to my lower lash line. The second step that I use, I'm going to go back with that little pinky shade, the initial transition color, and with a fluffier pencil brush, the same one from the Jaclyn Hill collection. I'm just applying that right underneath that. As you can see, this just kind of brings the color down a little bit, but it's still keeping it nice and precise. I do have one last step, I promise. The last one's my favorite part. With the fluffy rounded brush from the Jaclyn Hill collection, that pinky shade, I'm just applying that right underneath everything. So it could just give you a nice, just like a nice gradient effect at the bottom. But it's not heavy, you see, because the type of brush that it is, it's very feathery and very light. Awesome. All right. And I'm going to be applying this color here to my inner corner. I am going to wet the brush. I'm going to be using an inner corner highlight brush from the Jaclyn Morphe Eye Master collection. I am applying that just in the inner corner as usual. I am bringing the inner corner upwards, so I want to make sure to get a nice glow right there in the middle. For eyeliner, I'm just going to be using this e.l.f. Intense Ink Liner, which I love, by the way, and I think it was like $3, and it's amazing. I'm really bad at like filming me doing like eyeliner because I'm the worst at eyeliner, so I'm really not even trying to film it. All right, so the next for my inner waterline, I've been loving this eyeliner recently. It's from e.l.f. as well. I think it was $2. At first I hated it, but now I love it. It just takes a little getting used to because you have to kind of press on it. But once you press on it, it's great. With a more precise pencil brush, the same exact liner, I'm just kind of feathering it out a little bit because I want some to show underneath that in the lash line, but not too much. For lashes, as usual, the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara definitely is my favorite drugstore mascara ever. You'll notice why. You'll see how nice and lengthening it does to your lashes. It just lengthens them and gives them volume. It's beautiful. It's only like $7 or $8. It's wonderful. For bronzer, my usual, it is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Applying that all over the contoured areas that I usually contour in. Carving it out. And just bronzing it. As you can see, this bronzer is so beautiful. The color is fantastic. It goes so well with so many different looks. It's like a perfect neutral bronzer. It's wonderful. Contouring my nose here just with one of the Morphe brushes. I'm going to be contouring all the way up to the top of my nose. I've been doing this lately and I like it. And I'm just feathering that out, just fluffing that out. This brush has no product in it, just fluffing it out. So for cheeks, I'm going to be using Luminoso from Milani. It's a gorgeous, beautiful peachy color, and you could definitely build it up. It has a beautiful champagne undertone to it, and honestly, it acts like a highlight itself. This is actually a great blush to use as a topper. Like if you do a first blush and then this just want to top it over anything, it's beautiful. It's great on its own though, as you can see. It's perfect. For a highlight, I'm going to be using the best highlight ever. It's the Maybelline MasterChrome highlight in Molten Gold. And this highlight, I can't say enough of it. It's so beautiful. It's look how beaming it is. And this is using the brush. It's dry, so it's not even, the brush isn't even wet. This is literally my go-to highlight every time I go do my makeup. Almost all the time it's this highlight. This is the highlight I take with me to travel. It's just, it's the one. It's my love. And honestly, like the formula is so beautiful. It's like half creamy and it's kind of like powder, but it's not too powdery. All right, for lipstick, I'm going to be using my all-time favorite drugstore red lipstick. It's from Maybelline. It's like a SuperStay matte ink lipstick. When I tell you that this lipstick does not come off, it does not come off. I promise you, you can eat, you can kiss someone, you could do anything, and it won't come off. It's just so perfect. It just takes a little time to apply. And the great thing, it has a great felt tip. It has a nice pointy tip, so it actually makes the application easier. But once that lipstick is on, be ready. It's going to be literally on for 24 hours. The next day, it'll still be on. Just set my face with a Morphe setting spray. I love this setting spray. And I think we're done here. As always, guys, thank you again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and just click that button right over here. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.